Frustrated by the mirror every morning, staring at a scalp that looks more like a cracked desert than the lush forest of hair you once had? You're not alone. 94% of men over 65 experience significant hair thinning, and most believe it's a one-way ticket to baldness, written in their genes and sealed by time. But what if I told you that regrowth is possible? Yes, even after 65, without scalp surgery, synthetic drugs, or empty promises from $100 bottles of unproven serums. In fact, a landmark 2023 clinical trial at the University of Tokyo revealed that men aged 65 to 80 who followed a precise combination of 7 natural rituals saw measurable hair regrowth in just 12 weeks, some sprouting new, pigmented strands in areas completely dormant for over 15 years. Wait until you see what happened to 72-year-old retired school principal Walter, who hadn't seen a single strand on his crown since 2009, until he began this protocol. 4 months later, his dermatologist did a double take during a routine checkup and said, "This isn't normal. This is regeneration." The real secret comes at 210, but don't skip ahead. The game-changing tip that triples your results comes at 833, and it's not a supplement, a serum, or a gadget. It's something you've likely never even considered. Now let's dig into why hair loss accelerates so dramatically after 65. Most men blame DHT, the androgen hormone that shrinks hair follicles, and while it plays a role, it's only part of the story. The deeper, more insidious issue is microcirculation collapse. As we age, blood flow to the scalp can decline by up to 68%, according to research from the European Society of Dermatological Research. That means your follicles are literally starving, deprived of oxygen, glucose, amino acids, and growth signals needed to stay active. Think of your scalp like a garden. No matter how strong the seeds are, if the soil is dry, compacted, and cut off from water, nothing grows. That's why minoxidil, finasteride, and fancy laser caps often fail long-term. They don't fix the soil. But here's the twist. A 2022 study in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology found that improving scalp blood flow alone, without drugs, reactivated dormant follicles in 78% of older men within 90 days. One participant's laser Doppler imaging showed a 52% increase in microvascular density after just 10 weeks of targeted rituals. That's not slowing loss, that's reversing it. Try this now. Place your fingertips on your scalp and gently press in small circles. Do you feel tightness, tension, or numbness? That's fascial restriction, a major circulation killer. Most people miss step number 2 because they focus on topical products while ignoring the physiology beneath. I'll explain why in a moment. So what's the first ritual? Scalp stimulation through daily inversion therapy combined with manual massage. Now, before you picture yourself hanging upside down like a bat, relax. This isn't extreme. It's as simple as lying on your back for 3 to 5 minutes each morning with your head slightly over the edge of the bed, or using a gentle gravity inversion table at a 20 to 30 degree angle. Why? Because inversion reverses gravitational pooling, sending nutrient-rich blood back to your brain and scalp. A 2021 study in clinical hemorrheology and microcirculation found that just 3 minutes of mild inversion boosted scalp circulation by 31% in men over 65. Pair that with a 7-minute scalp massage using your fingertips, not nails, using small circular motions on the temples, crown, and hairline. This loosens the galea aponeurotica, the tough connective tissue layer that stiffens with age and strangles blood flow. One 68-year-old retired architect started this ritual and said, "After 10 days, my scalp felt warm and tingly, like it was waking up after decades of hibernation." But here's what most people do wrong. They massage for 30 seconds and quit. Or worse, they use their nails, which causes micro tears and inflammation. Do this instead. Use the pads of your fingers, apply firm but gentle pressure, and commit to every single day. Consistency is the silent force behind regrowth. Comment yes if you've ever tried a hair product without massaging your scalp. You might have been wasting your money and time. Now, let's compare option A, daily use of 60 a month minoxidil foam with no scalp prep, versus option B, inversion plus massage plus targeted oil application. Option A might slow shedding but rarely causes new growth and comes with risks like scalp irritation, dizziness, and even heart palpitations in sensitive individuals. Option B, it's a holistic system that addresses the root causes: poor circulation, follicle starvation, and tissue stiffness. And the best part, no prescriptions, no chemicals, no side effects. But here's the real secret. The oil you use matters more than you think. Most men reach for coconut or olive oil, both decent but not optimal. The true powerhouse? Cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil. Why? It's naturally rich in phytosterols like beta-sitosterol, which block 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT. A double-blind, placebo-controlled trial in South Korea found that men who massaged pumpkin seed oil into their scalps daily for 24 weeks experienced a 40% increase in hair count, on par with 5% minoxidil, but without the side effects. One participant's dermatologist said, "I've never seen natural regrowth like this in a 70-year-old. If you're using generic oils, do this instead. Switch to organic, unrefined pumpkin seed oil. Apply 1 tablespoon after your massage, leave it for 30-45 minutes, then wash with a gentle sulfate-free shampoo." The real breakthrough? It's not just topical. Eating pumpkin seeds daily also helps. More on that later. But what if you hate the idea of oil in your hair? There's another powerful option: rosemary water infusion. Not the essential oil, too strong and potentially irritating when undiluted, but a simple natural infusion made by steeping fresh rosemary sprigs in hot water for 20 minutes, then cooling and spraying it on your scalp daily. A 2015 study in SkinMed found that rosemary extract was as effective as 2% minoxidil in promoting hair growth after 6 months, with fewer reports of itching, dryness, or flaking. Why? Rosemary contains carnosic acid, a potent antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress in follicles and stimulates circulation. One 67-year-old gardener started using rosemary water every night and said, "I started noticing dark fuzz on my crown, like baby hair coming back." Try this now. If you have rosemary in your garden or kitchen, boil a handful, strain it, and store it in a spray bottle in the fridge. Use it daily. You might be shocked at what happens in 8 weeks. The real secret comes at 320, but don't skip ahead. The method that combines internal and external healing comes at 9:15. Now, let's talk about the third ritual: nutrition for hair regeneration. Hair is made of keratin, but it's built by micronutrients. And here's the problem. After 65, nutrient absorption declines due to reduced stomach acid, gut flora imbalance, and medication interference. Most men are deficient in key hair-building minerals like zinc, silica, biotin, and iron. But popping a multivitamin isn't enough. You need bioavailable forms. The real game changer? Silica from bamboo extract. Why? Silica strengthens the hair shaft, improves elasticity, and supports collagen production in the dermal papilla, the engine of hair growth. A clinical trial in France found that men over 65 who took 50 milliliters of bamboo silica daily for 6 months had 27% thicker hair and 33% less shedding. One participant said, "My barber asked if I got a hair transplant. I just smiled." But here's what most people miss. Silica works best when paired with the vitamin C K, which helps form collagen. So take your silica with a glass of orange juice or a bell pepper salad. If you're not seeing results, do this instead. Combine bamboo silica with hydrolyzed collagen peptides, 10 grams daily, and you'll feed both the structure and the foundation of new growth. Let's pause for a real-world case study. Frank, 74, retired accountant. For 15 years, he wore a hairpiece, convinced regrowth was impossible. Then he discovered the 7 ritual method. He started with inversion and scalp massage, added pumpkin seed oil, switched to rosemary water, and began taking bamboo silica and collagen. After 4 months, his stylist said, "Frank, there's actual texture coming through." After 6, he stopped wearing the piece altogether. His wife said, "You look 10 years younger." But here's what surprised him most. His nails got stronger, his skin improved, and he felt more energetic. That's the ripple effect. Nourish your hair and your whole body responds. Try this now. Think of one area of your body that feels weak or thinning. Chances are it's connected to the same nutrient deficiencies. Now, ritual number 4, sleep optimization for follicle repair. You can eat perfectly and massage daily, but if you're not sleeping deeply, your hair won't grow. Why? Because the peak release of Han growth hormone, the hormone that repairs tissues and stimulates follicles, happens during deep REM sleep, typically between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. After 65, sleep quality often declines due to hormonal shifts, medications, or stress, reducing this critical window. The fix? A nighttime ritual. 30 minutes before bed, apply warm sesame oil to your scalp and massage for 5 minutes. Then, sleep with a silk pillowcase to reduce friction. Sesame oil contains sesame, which has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects on follicles. A study in Ayurvedic science found that men who practiced nightly oiling had 22% less hair fall and improved sleep quality. But here's the twist. The oil isn't just for your scalp. It's a signal to your nervous system that it's time to wind down. One man said, "I started falling asleep faster and my hair started coming back." If you're skipping nighttime care, do this instead. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Your follicles regenerate while you dream. Ritual number 5, targeted sunlight exposure. Not the scorching midday sun, but 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight on your bare scalp. Why? Because UVB rays trigger the production of vitamin D in your skin, and vitamin D receptors are found in every hair follicle. Low vitamin D is strongly linked to alopecia. A 2022 meta-analysis found that men over 65 with optimal vitamin D levels had 36% better hair density than those who were deficient. But here's what most people do wrong. They wear hats all day or slather on sunscreen before stepping outside. Do this instead. Walk outside in the morning with no hat, no sunscreen on your scalp, and let the light hit your head. If you live in a cloudy climate, consider a vitamin D3 plus K2 supplement. $5,000 IU daily. The real secret? Pair it with healthy fats like avocado or nuts so your body can absorb it. Ritual number 6, stress reset through vagus nerve activation. Chronic stress spikes cortisol, which shrinks follicles and pushes hair into the shedding phase. After 65, life changes, retirement, loss, health concerns can create hidden, low-grade stress. The solution? Daily vagus nerve stimulation. How? Simple. Humming or chanting for 2 minutes every morning. Why? The vagus nerve connects directly to hair growth pathways. A study in neuroregulation found that humming increases heart rate variability and reduces cortisol, creating a parasympathetic state ideal for regeneration. One 69-year-old choir member said, "I started humming while I massaged my scalp. Within weeks, I noticed less shedding. Try this now. Hum your favorite song for 2 minutes. Feel the vibration in your skull? That's your follicles getting a wake-up call." Ritual number 7, internal support through food as medicine. Eat 1 handful of all raw pumpkin seeds every day. They're rich in zinc, magnesium, and phytosterols, natural DHT blockers. A Turkish study found that men who ate 30 grams daily for 6 months had significant regrowth. Pair them with walnuts for omega-3s and Brazil nuts for selenium. Both support scalp health. If you hate seeds, blend them into a morning smoothie with spinach, banana, and collagen. The real breakthrough? Food isn't just fuel, it's information for your cells. Now let's troubleshoot. If you're doing all this and still not seeing results, check your thyroid. Hypothyroidism is a silent cause of hair loss in older men. Get a full panel, TSH, T3, T4, and thyroid antibodies. If levels are off, work with your doctor. Also, avoid tight hats or helmets. They restrict blood flow. And if you're using chemical dyes, switch to henna or plant-based options. But here's an unexpected case study. 76-year-old retired pilot George, who had 0 hair on his crown for 20 years. He followed the 7 rituals religiously, and at 5 months his wife spotted a tiny patch of dark hair behind his ear. By month 7, it had spread into a quarter-sized area. His doctor said, "This defies everything we thought about aging and follicles." The key? He never missed a day of inversion and massage. Imagine this. 8 months from now, you run your fingers through hair that feels thicker, fuller, alive. You stop hiding under caps, you feel confident again. That's not fantasy. It's what happens when you combine science and tradition. Most people miss step number 5, sunlight, because they fear UV. But morning light is safe and essential. That's why the full 7 ritual system is non negotiable. So, what's next? First, watch next. Reverse gray hair after 60, 5 foods that restore natural color. For deeper insights on hair vitality. Second, save this guide. Bookmark it, share it, revisit it. This is your step by step blueprint. And third, subscribe for part 2I, where I reveal the one ancient herb used in Ayurveda for hair regeneration, plus the shocking link between gut health and hair loss that 95% of men over 65 don't know about. This isn't just about hair, it's about reclaiming your vitality, one strand at a time.